Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Gaming Quitter, the most delicious quitter of them all. Today I want to talk to you about the new summon showcase that Cygames has announced for Dragalia Lost today. It's a really interesting summon showcase for fans that have played Cygames, well, mobile games in the past, that have played Rage of Bahamut or what's called Shadowverse and obviously Grand Blue, because they will introduce three new characters through to the Dragalia Lost universe that are already known in these universes. So let's dive right in. The summon showcase will start tomorrow when I post this video, so on the May 12th for you guys. No, wait, it's May 11th for you guys and May 12th for me, as you can see, because that's a really cool thing that the notices are displayed in my time, so it's really helpful for me because sometimes I get the dates confused and then I have to look into the app to know when stuff will start. But yeah, the first adventurer we're going to talk about is Marluxia from Kingdom Hearts. He's now in Dragalia Lost trying to steal your hearts and, well, create the ultimate Kingdom Hearts. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, this is someone who looks a lot like Marluxia. I have to admit, right off the start, that I have not played a lot of Grand Blue. I have played Shadowverse years ago for a little bit, and I've never played or watched the anime of the Bahamut stuff. So I don't know any of these characters. It was the same for Albert and Lily. I didn't even know that they're from different games until I've read about it. But apparently these are some fan favorites, or at least that's what one could think if you take a look at the subreddit of the Dragalia Lost game. So this is Urius, and he seems to be a researcher. Just going to read this. An enigmatic researcher from the kingdom of Levin. A mild-mannered intellectual, his normally calm face is sometimes cast in dark shadow. He has a keen sense of inquiry and oft feels his pulse quickening at the thought of new knowledge. So first off, I really like his design, and if you take a closer look, you can see Albert in the background, who is, from what I've read, a friend of Urius. I don't really know. Let me know if you can talk a little bit more in detail about this. And I just see Marluxia in him. I'm so sorry. I'm just such a Kingdom Hearts nerd that I can't see anything different. He's a water wand, which is the first 5-star water wand since Lily was introduced, which is really interesting because it's now the second character from another game that's also a water wand, but alright. He has also the Dragon Gauge, but a Dragon Drive Gauge, but let's talk about that. I'll just read his first skill. I'm really sorry if I butcher these words, by the way. His first skill is Unknown Order. Deals water damage to target and nearby enemies. Increases the user's inspiration by 1 stage and raises the user's Dragon Drive Gauge, whatever. If this skill is used during Dragon Drive, a variant called Tentacle Phantasma will be used instead. Tentacle Phantasma deals water damage to the target and nearby enemies and deals extra damage to frostbitten enemies. So this is really interesting because you can attack more than just one enemy with it, which I really like about wand units. And yeah, as it says, it fills his Dragon Drive meter and will turn into a tentacle attack that deals damage to enemies that have frostbitten that have the frostbitten affliction on them. He also can inflict frostbitten on his second attack, Seeker of Truth, which isn't that what Heinwald is called? But alright. Seeker of Truth deals water damage to enemies in a line, inflicts frostbite, increases the user's inspiration by 2 stages, and raises the user's Dragon Drive Gauge. I really don't know how you pronounce that. I should look that up. If this skill is used during Dragon Drive, a variant called Tentacle Mirage will be used instead. Tentacle Mirage will grab the girls and... wait, what? Oh no, Tentacle Mirage deals water damage to enemies in a line and deals extra damage to frostbitten enemies. So it shows more and more that the same that's like we will get into the same meta like on Poison Punisher and uh, Paralyzed Punisher that we have on Dark and Light units by now, and Burn obviously on Fire units. That Water will now concentrate on the whole Frostbite affliction. That also shows in his kit later on. I will talk about it soon. He obviously has the skill damage 15% co-ability, his Dragon Haste 20% chain co-ability. Not entirely sure about this, but if you... Doesn't Tiki also have this? Oh, it stacks, right? Like you could have, when you have him and Tiki on the same team, you could have a whooping 40% Dragon Haste, which would be really good for Saint Freight, for example. But I don't really know about those specific things, but in theory that should work. Then his abilities is basically just about the Dragon Drive gauge and what happens when he starts it. During Dragon Drive, the user's skill damage will be increased by 35% and their skill gauges will fill 30% faster, which is really crazy. Like once he's in Dragon Drive mode form, he hits hard and fast. We'll have to see what it's called, how much SP it costs. But if you slap some kind of skill haste, Worm Prince or dragons on him, I think Nimis is a skill haste dragon. I'm not entirely sure right now, but he can just spam attacks, which will probably kill Brunhilde even faster. There's not a lot of content for water units right now, except for High Brunhilde, but he seems really good. We'll have to see what his stats are, what his mods are on his attacks, to see if he's that strong, but in theory he's cool. Yeah, the other stuff he has is Burn Res and Skill Prep. He does not have a Frostbite Punisher in his kit per se, but his attacks already have some kind of Frostbite Punisher effect, so it's not that bad that he doesn't have it. Also, you could use the Wormprint that has that ability, so oh yeah, I have to get this out of the way. I will not pull on this banner. I will not use any kind of wormmates. I will do my daily deals on this. We'll see how that goes. So now we've talked about Marluxia. Let's talk about Forte. She's the Lord of the Skies, as she says herself. She's another dark unit because we don't have enough dark units, right? She's a lance. And I don't know, Lafna was the last 5-star lance, and I think the only one. The other lance unit that is really good in the shadow element is Pathia, for if you want to solo content, or I guess Botan isn't as good anymore. But Forte, I like her design. She's, as I said, also from other side games. A warrior known as the Lord of the Skies, she believes there is no greater honor than achieving victory against a strong warrior, and travels the land atop her compatriot, the Spellworm, seeking such powerful foes. Jesus, I can't read. So her kit is not as complex as, I already forgot his name, Urius's. She has a normal damaging attack as the first one, but obviously she also has some kind of Poison Punisher attack in it. It's called Dragon Brute Demon Spear. Her second attack is really interesting though. Deals shadow damage to enemies directly ahead and increases the user's strength by 20% for 15 seconds. Changing direction is possible during the attack, which means that the attack will be probably a bit longer than normally. Like, the only things that have that in their descriptions are, I think, from Azalith and Ramona. Those are the only skills I can think of right now that are so long, which attack animations are so long that it needs to be changed, where you can change directions. Her co-ability is normally for lance units HP plus 15%. Her chain co-ability is interesting. It's if the team member is attuned to Shadow, each shapeshift increases their strength up to 3 times per quest. It's Dragon Claws. This should be really good for Lafna, but I'm not sure if it's that beneficial to have 2 lance units in a team. And I don't think there are other dark units that would benefit greatly from this, except for, I mean, in Cayenne you, I guess, transform 2 to 3 times, but at that point when you have transformed the second time, Cayenne is almost dead anyway, so it won't make much difference. What really interesting about her is, I mean, obviously her chain co-ability is good for herself, because every time she uses a skill, the Dragon Gauge fills up a little bit more. So if you start spamming attacks, you can transform even quicker. She has a paralysis resistance of 100% and Poison Punisher plus 30%. So if you slap Wyrmblood on her, she can have up to 55% Poison Punisher, which is pretty normal in the Shadow element right now. Well, basically, I like her design. I wouldn't mind picking up along the way sometimes, but I'm not going to summon for her just because of that. Shadow is an overpowered element anyway, and I don't really think that... I really hope that Cygames will release more good units for other elements that are kind of weak right now. I'm glad that they start pushing stuff to water elements, but well. So she's not that complicated. She's interesting. We'll have to see what her mods are. And now let's talk about the star of this, at least for me. He's really, really, really cool. I'm talking about Azazel, a dark dragon. I know I literally just said I don't want too much dark stuff, but he's really, really cool. And I really hope I can pick him up along the way with my daily deals. He has turned against the divine and now acts only for the bright in his heart. A dragon whose existence was erased from the church. He once held the role of conveying Ilya's words to the Auspex. I don't even know how you pronounce that. But later fomented rebellion and was sealed away. Since being freed, he has fought to make the truth of the church known. So apparently he was effed over by the church, and if you take a really, really good look, you can see that poor guy is crying. He's literally so sad and emo that he's crying in his artwork. And he really fits well in with Grace, because she's always crying apparently, because she lost her husband. I guess, well, one would cry then, right? And his skills are perfect for her. His skill is Merciless Doom, deals shadow damage to enemies in a line, inflicts poison, and increases the entire team's damage against poison enemies by 15% for 40 seconds. That's not that interesting for Grace, although more damage is cool. What's really interesting is this right here. You can have plus 30% HP with him, and skill haste plus 35%. So that means if you use him on a healer unit of the dark element, you can heal way faster, you can heal more, and that's really good. And also, he looks cool as heck. I like his design so much. I even looked up his old designs from the old games. I mean, not old games, but the other games. And he's awesome. Kinda also want him because I want to know more about his story, but well, this is a new banner. I don't even know if I should recommend pulling on it, because probably most people don't even have any resources. As always, my personal opinion on this is, if you see a character that you really enjoy, pull for him, because I would never pull. Yes, I have pulled because characters are super strong and all of that, but most of the characters will, I mean, a lot of characters will not be used as much in the future, and I think you should always pull for characters that you want, not that you or when you're at a certain point in a game where you can clear any content, like me, you don't have to pull on everything just because you need new characters. So only pull if you want to. Don't pull because you want to give in to the pressure of needing a character. Except for Gala Clear. You need Gala Clear or you will not be happy. Just like me. I'm always sad. Look, this is actually me because I'm so sad. This is a new showcase. Let's talk about the mana spirals that are coming to the game starting tomorrow too. I will just give a quick rundown of this because this video already is way too long. So as it was previously announced, the Loyalty's Requiem raid event is coming back with Celliera, and she gets her mana spiral. And I'm not really sure what to think of it for now. Her first skill doesn't change at all. It deals water damage to enemies directly ahead. The Winter's Blade though gets a bit different because you can now, if I understand this correctly, grants the user the following effects until they next use the skill or force strike. Increases strength by 25%. The Ardent Stream skill will inflict frostbite. Force strikes will inflict freeze. Inflicts diffuser with frostbite. So the last sentence is really weird. Like if you use her attack, I mean the Winter's Blade, you will also get frostbite. So that means you kinda like, this is weird. You get stronger, like way stronger apparently. 25% is nothing to laugh at, especially if you have other attack buffs. That she can also inflict freeze, which usually only works once per quest. And obviously the frostbite effect of her attack is cool, but she also gets frostbitten, so you really need some kind of healer too. I mean, we don't really know how long it lasts, right? Do we have any healers that can... No, we have no healers that can take care of that. It's weird, we have to see. She does sound strong. I really hope she's strong because I like her as a character and I really want to build her. The rest of her kit doesn't change that much. The core ability doesn't change. Her chain core ability doesn't change much. I think she does more damage on the Tommy's Bane stuff, but that's not really that important. Potent burn rest, just like all the other mana spiral changes, and last offense gets increased, but I'm not a really big fan of last offense anyway. So not entirely sure what to think of her, especially the part that she inflicts frostbite on herself. I gotta wait until tomorrow and what people say. So the second character that gets a mana spiral is Ranzal. That was also already announced. And he seems to get way better and stronger. So his Tornado Bash deals wind damage to surrounding enemies, draws them towards the user, and now's the new stuff. Dispels one buff from each target and inflicts poison. Dispelling buffs is really good in Celliera's Wrath because she buffs her defense, not attack, as I said in a previous video. She increases her defense and, well, the fight just lasts a little bit longer. She gets more tanky the longer the fight goes, and Ranzal can, well, dispel that. Also really good is Stormwall. Increases the entire team's defense by 25% for 15 seconds. If the user's HP is above or equal to 85% of maximum HP, grants the entire team a life shield that nullifies damage equal to user's HP at the time of using the skill, minus 80% of the user's max HP. So if you want to solo Celliera's Wrath and maybe even auto play it, he's probably going to be extremely good for that. He can dispel stuff, he inflicts poison, he gives you a shield and increases the defense of your characters. This is extremely good. Like, your whole team gets extremely tanky. I don't know if it stacks with Craze's shields. I don't even know if you could use Craze anymore in that fight with him together, but that has the future will show. His core ability is strength plus 3%, defense that's not changed much, obviously. I think his Slayer Flurry strength is getting stronger. Oh, alright. So for every enemy Ranzal defeats, his strength gets better, up to 5 times per quest. And I actually overread this when I looked at it earlier. He also increases the strength by 8% when the combo count is 15 or higher. So this whole Slayer strength was upgraded. I think it's not the first character that did that. I'm not entirely sure who else has that. But it is really, really good in content like the Fire Emblem event, or yeah, that's basically it. The more characters Ranzal defeats, the stronger he gets. Potent Bogres, not much of a difference from the other characters. And enhanced last defense increases defense by 70% for 15 seconds and increases defense by 10% for the remainder of the quest when the user's HP drops to 30%. So when he gets hit hard, he increases his own defense for the rest of the fight and way more for 15 seconds. Ranzal seems to be really, really, really good with his mana spirals. We have to see if he is that good, but I think he should be fine. Am I going to 70 and see him? No, because I do not have any resources. I don't even have any resources for Celliera because I used all of my golden TP on other characters. So that's it. This video is way longer than I thought it would be. If you haven't played Loyalty's Requiem raid event when it first started around 1.5 years ago, then you really should play it now because Celliera is a really cool character. Please pick her up. She wants to train you and make you buff. So thank you very much for watching. Please tell me in the comments if you are going to summon on the new showcase that does not have a name. I don't know if this is a new trend now. If you're going to 70 MC the new character, the new mana spirals, or anything else, I'm really happy about any kind of comments. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye!